Good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? Hopefully, we are doing well. We're back with another episode of the Foxes 30. And tonight, once again, we've got quite a bit to discuss. Obviously, in recent days, we've seen some rumours around Jack Harrison, so we'll discuss a bit of that. The latest on Tete, the latest on Souttar, and some other transfer news around potential outgoings as well, with the likes of Jose Perez, Yannick Vestergaard, etc., etc. Yeah, we've got a lot to discuss. Hopefully, you can actually hear the music in the intro because I don't know why the last two streams it was silent. So if you guys could hear the intro, just let me know because it's been bugging me. It's only a little thing, but I'm like that. Yeah, let's get into the chat then. As always, go and drop a like on the stream quickly. Make sure to get involved in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on all the players. We'll quickly get into it. We'll start by going through Jack Harrison. Just before we do, let's get into the chat. Leicester Edit's first man in here tonight. How are we all doing? Daniel Bates, hope you're doing all right, mate. Hey, buddy, I was at the game against Brighton. What a game! It was a good game, to be fair. For the neutral, it was pretty entertaining, I think. But couldn't hear the intro. God's sake, it didn't make any sense. I can hear it on my side. I don't know. It's all right. Might have to change it then. Anyway, don't know why that keeps happening. But hello, Leicester fan. Hope you're doing all right. I've been refreshing Twitter. I know nothing's really been happening in the last 48 hours after. We'll get onto that in a minute. I don't really know. It should be soon. Couldn't hear. Don't know why, man. Don't know. It's not you guys because I watch it back after just to check and it's not working on my side. I don't know, who cares. Streaming, I'll sort it out. We apparently are signing Harrison from Leeds. Yeah, we're going to be discussing that one first of all. Then, so yeah, Jack Harrison, as we know, you guys should probably, everyone knows who Jack Harrison is, obviously Premier League player, Leeds United. It's a bit of an interesting one. We'll go through a bit of stats, but I don't think there's too much stats to go through because, as I just said, he's a Premier League player. But yeah, 26 years old, plays for Leeds United. But the key thing for me is if we just share the screen quickly. If you look over here, hopefully you can see that. His most predominant position is out on the left-ish. As you can see, he's played there 9 times this season, and played on the right 5 times. Played at cam and a bit of left mid as well. But as we can see, it's more on that left-hand side. And to be fair, his output isn't that great this year. Ignore the advert. Ocado, big up. Yeah, 1 goal, 4 assists in 17, which isn't great. But obviously, you have to take into account that he is playing with a Leeds side who obviously aren't performing that great this year. But neither are Leicester. So, yeah, personally, we'll compare him to Tete a bit later. But just from the offset, I'd rather see Leicester sign Tete. Simple as that. I'll go for the reasons later. But yeah, Jack Wood would be a good signing, but let's get Tete. I do agree with that, to be fair. Do you think Tielemans will sign a new contract in the summer? I doubt it, but there is a slight chance. But the only reason why I say that is because there hasn't really been any news about Tielemans and no club has kind of lined him up for the summer or anything like that. So we'll have to see with that. How do you think Christensen will perform in the Prem? I think obviously it'll take him a few games to adapt, but I think he will adapt quite quickly. I think I said it on Ant's show the other night, but if you look at the Danish players in the Prem, quite a lot of Danish people play in the Premier League and they usually kind of adapt well, which obviously comes down to player. But, it is, the Danish players are usually quite physical in a sense. So I think he will come in and adapt quite quickly. So, yeah, I think he may be involved on the weekend against Walsall. We'll discuss that a bit later on. I will be at the game. I've also managed to secure a Man United ticket as well, boys. So I will be at Old Trafford for that one. So lovely stuff. I signed Jack on the left with Harvey on. I signed Jack, challenged the left with Harvey. Yeah, Tete on the right. Bonds isn't doing right now. Yeah, that's true. But I just don't think Leicester have the right money to really, you know what I mean? Is it worth really going in and investing that much? I don't think so. But let me just quickly go and find this tweet quickly because it is quite interesting comparing Jack Harrison to Tete. So let me just quickly share the screen. Here it is, coming up right now for you guys. Hopefully it can load up right now. So as we can see, from Rob Dorset then, who obviously is very reliable, as we've said the last couple of nights. LCFC interested in Leeds United's Jack Harrison as a search for a winger. Leeds do not want to sell, especially to a relegation rival, and are told Harrison is keen to agree a new contract at Ellen Road. Currently has 18 months left on his contract. Brazilian Tete likely to be half the cost for Leicester. I think that's the key bit of this last bit. So Tete potentially could be half the price for Jack Harrison. And in my opinion, based on that, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, it could be half. It's not done and dusted saying it's going to be exactly half. But if we can get Tete for half the price of Jack Harrison, I think that's the better thing to do. Price-wise, I believe it's going to be around 15 to 20 million, but don't hold me on that. I don't really know, but that's what I would suggest. That's what I think. But I don't know if you guys think the same. But if you can sign a player like Tete for half the price of Jack Harrison, I would take it. Obviously, Jack Harrison versus Tete is an interesting one, but I just think Leeds are gonna. They don't want to sell. Harrison wants to sign a new contract. Is it really worth going out there and signing a player who potentially doesn't really want to come to Leicester, or isn't really wanting to come to us? He's not knocking on the door for a move when he potentially could be signing a new contract. So for me, I think Tete would be the better option, but obviously it comes down to the deals itself. And as we know, Tete, the deal for Tete is quite hard because obviously he's currently on loan at Lyon from Shakhtar. So Leicester got to kind of do a deal with both teams and that, which is going to be difficult. And as we've seen so far this window, deals can be difficult. We agreed personal terms with Nico Gonzalez. That didn't happen. We managed to get one man through the door, and we're still waiting on some news around Harry Souttar, which, in my opinion, I think will be Leicester's next signing. But we'll discuss a bit later. But the thing is, there hasn't really been any big news for the last day or so, which is a bit worrying considering the 6 days left of the window. So we'll have to see how that one goes. But yeah, let's get back into the chat. I would rather get Harrison, as he has proven he can play in the Prem. That's a good point. It is a good point. For me, the best player we could sign is Marcus Edwards from Sporting Lisbon, I believe, isn't it? It would be a way better signing than any of the rumours. It's true, but I don't know if he would come. Harrison is expensive. I got Tete. I agree. What happens with the Tete transfer? It's still ongoing. Leicester still trying to work, as Brendan would say, working behind the scenes. Harrison might change his mind. Yeah, you never know. He's only got 18 months left, which should reduce the price initially. Tete better than Harrison, exactly. But I think Harrison would be an all right signing, but it's just this bit for me. It really is the price, which I think, because as we know, Leicester aren't the best financially, and do we have the money to really go out there and spend double the price on a winger who may not be any better, or maybe a little bit? Do you know what I mean? So it could be difficult to I don't know. I don't think Top will do it, but we'll have to wait and see. There's definitely clear interest in the player. All the way against, obviously, we need competition for places, but we'll have to see how that one goes. But yeah, a few of you guys have been mentioning Harry Souttar, so let's discuss the Stoke City centre back. If you guys weren't on here the other night, he's a 24-year-old centre back, very big, plays for Stoke, impressed at the World Cup for Australia. Solid in the air, and overall he's a bit of a tank. But last week, Leicester submitted a 10 million bid, which got rejected. Talks are resuming. Well, they did resume at the start this week, and it looks like it may have a little bit of a breakthrough, but nothing from a very convincing source. So let me just get the tweets up for you guys quickly. I need to invest in my streaming software, don't I? I really do. Hopefully this is the right one. There it is. Right, so this is from Foss Hub, based from a Stoke account. If you guys haven't followed Foss Hub, by the way, make sure to go and do that. That's just how I do it, really. It's easy. He does all the transfer news in one place. So, yeah, this is from this guy from Sky, which is quite reliable. So Leicester City are now close to signing Stoke City defender Harry Souttar in the January transfer window. He made a mistake of Leeds to Leicester. So yeah, Leicester are closing in. I've also heard another thing, that it may be 15 million. If I can just quickly go and find that tweet for you guys. So let me just try and get that tweet up. Because I did hear it was about 15 million, which is interesting. But let me just try and find that. The production value is on absolute smoke tonight. Yeah, here it is then. Let me just get that screen up once again. There we go. Here we go then. So Leicester are closing in on Harry Souttar from Stoke City. Talks with Stoke are in advanced stages. Fee around 15 million plus add-ons. So that's key for me. And that was on the that was last night on the 25th of Jan. So obviously it's not the most reliable sources, but there is definitely something happening. I think Leicester are closing in, and we'll just have to see how this one goes. But I imagine this would probably be our next signing. But like I said, we'll just have to wait and see what happens, really. But I think it would be a good signing. I think 15 million is not bad. And then potentially, depending on how Tete and Harrison go, we may have to loan them. I don't think we'll be able to loan Tete, will we? That's stupid, actually. I don't think we are. Obviously, we can't loan any of them. But I think with we may have to go in for a different winger. We'll have to see. But I think Souttar would probably be the next signing. But let me know your thoughts on Harry Souttar in the chat, boys and girls. Let's have a look. When Souttar signs, if he signs, but yeah, hello, Hayden, mate. Hope you're doing all right. Do you think we need a more reliable striker? 100%. 100%. I think I said this later on the other stream. Leicester realistically need to make about 7 or 8 signings in the summer, because if you could pick and have financial capabilities, everyone in here would say we need to sign a goalkeeper. I don't know why that comment's highlighted. Let me just do that. But yeah, like I said, I think we need a new goalkeeper, probably at least one more fullback, because you can't rely on Ricardo and Justin because they're just due a massive injury. You probably need another centre back at least. You need another defensive midfielder. You need another number an 8 in there, because obviously Tillemans is going, and we don't really have much depth in that position. You potentially need a 10 as well, because Madison's probably going to go. And then you probably need another winger, probably another striker. So you're looking at pretty much the whole team needs to be reinvested in the summer. So yeah, 100%. I think we definitely need a new striker. I think one of Daka or Iheanacho may. I have a feeling that Iheanacho may go in the summer. I really do. Obviously, Vardy isn't really cut out for it no more, which is sad to see. I think Daka will be the one which Leicester try and stick with for as long as possible. But if he doesn't hit the ground running towards the end of the season and has a bad start to next season, Leicester really do need to get a new striker, because right now I don't think Daka's the man to lead Leicester forward. I really don't see it. I think he started the season all right, but he hasn't scored in about I don't know. When's the last time Daka actually scored? It's been a while, and for a striker, that it's what it's all about, isn't it? So yeah, obviously he's a good player, but I really do think we need to invest in a striker. Okay, so mate, have you done all right? Who should be the priority? Souttar. For me, I would say Souttar, because Leicester will be in the relegation battle, and the groundwork of that comes from the defence. And although Marty's done an all right job for us, he's not number one centre back, is he? So personally, I'd say Souttar, but it's quite close because we are crying out for that winger, and we can't really keep playing Marco Brighton every week, because it just ain't going to work. And with Ayoze Perez potentially on the move, which might be changing tonight. I did hear something about it, Bradley breaking down. But yeah, 50 million for Souttar, correct. It's Roger's birthday. Exactly, we need to give him a birthday present. Big up Brendan. Just get a winger and get the contracts. Yeah, I think it's easier said than done, Casey, mate. It really is. Got to wonder where we're getting these funds from the loan, which if we get relegated, we're stuffed. My opinion on Daka is that he can't run with the ball at his feet. It is true. He's just rapid though, isn't he? He needs to use his pace a bit more, does Patson Daka. But yeah, just like I said, I think the whole squad needs a bit of reinvestment in the summer. And I think the main thing is just to stay up now. It really is. Just to stay up. And we need reinforcements. We've got 6 days left of the window. So here's my question to you guys. How many more signings do you reckon Leicester will get? 1 or 2? 2 or 3? 2, 3, 1? I don't know. None? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. How many more signings do you want Leicester to make, and how many do you think you'll actually make? That's the key thing. For me, I'd probably say about 1 or 2, probably 1, 2 at a real push. But I think we will get one more player in. I think we will. Get rid of Daka, get new striker, new goalkeeper, new left back, new centre back, new midfielder, 2 wingers. We have 7 players who can leave in the summer contracts, and main players offloaded. Yeah, exactly that, 100%. That is what I believe in. I really think we need to have a big upgrade. Apparently, the funds are coming from a Thailand princess who was at the match for top. Don't know where you got that from, mate, but big up to the flipping Thailand zero. Ouch. Big up to the Thailand princesses, 2. Yeah, want to get 0, fair enough. 2 more, 1 or 2. Fair enough. I think we're all on the same wavelength. I think we can expect at least 1 more, but I really wouldn't be confident of any more after that. But 6 days left, we can still get some done. We'll get 2. The thing is though, Leicester have got some groundwork done with the likes of Souttar and a bit on Tete, so I reckon one of them will happen. I think Souttar will happen. I really do, but I think with Tete and Jack Harrison, it's a bit of a sticky one. I just don't really see it happening. I really don't. But yeah, we've discussed a bit on the transfers. an interesting thing I'm going to do now. We're just going to quickly, obviously, a few of you guys have mentioned how many signings we need to make. I've gone through it as well. So just going to quickly spend a few minutes going through a potential lineup Leicester could go with next year. Now, my flipping finger's lagging a lot right now, so if you can see it. But as we see, we're slotted Christensen at left back. We're just going to quickly make a team of what could potentially be the team for the rest of the season. So we're going to stick with a 4-3-3. In goal, we'll obviously go with Ward. We're not going to sign a goalkeeper. Here, probably Ricardo or / Tim we'll go with, because obviously Ricardo's back in training. Centre backs, I think Root is obviously going to be in there. And then alongside Tim, we're going to say Souttar if he does join. So there we go. So yeah, I think we're just going to quickly see how the team could be looking. I reckon here we go with Souttar when he's back to fitness. I think he's better than Diddy this year. Obviously, we go with Yuri in here. Madders in the 10. And we're just going to see how this Leicester team could potentially go. Let us know your thoughts in the chat. Here we'll go with Tete. And then up on the left, we'll go obviously with Barnes because we've got nobody else. And then up top, we'll go with, let's just say Vardy for now, but obviously that could be Daka, etc. So, yeah, this potentially could be our team for the rest of the year if we make these signs, which, we are hopeful potentially making. So, Ward in goal, Christensen at left back, that could also be Thomas, Souttar, Fez, Ricardo and Tim as the back four. Samara, Yuri Madders, I don't think we're going to make a midfielder side. Then you've got Tete or potentially Harrison out on the right. Vardy up top and Barnes on the left. That's how I think, well, that's what I hope we could potentially go with. Obviously, I would hope we could sign everyone, but realistically, with a bit of hope, I reckon that could potentially be the team we kind of go with, obviously based on injuries and stuff, but if that could be your best 11, I'd probably have that right now. I really would. I don't really know who else gets back in, really. I don't think Diddy did deserve to start, really. I think Samara's been better than him this year, but yeah. Let's say thoughts on that. It's a bit of a interesting one, but I just I thought, mix it up a little bit. Mix it up, yeah. Let's get back into the chat. Need to extend the King Power? I don't think we do. Bring more money into the club, get bigger singing section, get more atmosphere. Yeah, I understand the money part of it. My stream is lagging right now, big time. Hopefully you can still hear me. But yeah, I really don't think I just don't see the point of getting the stadium expansion because we barely sell out right now. So, if we extend the stadium by, I said, was it 8,000 to get 40,000? Are we going to sell that out? I really don't think so. Yeah, obviously, if we sell tickets, it will eventually get back to break even and profit. But, I just don't think it's worth it right now, to be fair, Casey, mate. I really don't. If you said that last season, I probably would have said, yeah, but I don't think so. Tete is 17.7 mil, and Harrison is more expensive, like around 30 mil. Yeah, that is about right. I think it's around that, isn't it? It'll probably pay that exact 11. Fair enough. Hope so. Predict a lineup for Walsall. Get onto that in just about 5 minutes, Joe. We're going to go for the press conference, and then we'll talk a bit about the Walsall game on Saturday, which is the potential for a massive banana skin. Massive banana skin. It'll be a classic Leicester to go there. I will be at the game as well, so hopefully it doesn't happen. But yeah, just like I said, I got Walsall and Manchester United away booked, so I will be at them games. So lovely stuff. But yeah, like I just said, then we're going to touch on the press conference news then from today's press conference at Seagrave on Brendan Rodgers' 50th birthday. So hopefully I can get up the right thing here. Here we go. Right. So yeah, press conference news, and let's have a look at the headlines then from the press conference at Seagrave. Let's hide that. Whoops. Yeah, Brendan Rodgers on the FA Cup then. Every year we've looked to be serious about it. The objective is to get into the final, and there's no difference, irrespective of being fifth or where we are now. That's obvious. Positive signs on Ricardo Pereira, who has been impressing Rodgers behind the scenes. Everything's behind the scenes, isn't it? But yeah, it's going well. He's training well. It's the early stages of him getting back. Though I bet he's been great in training. So that is positive to see. Ricardo he will be back. A bit of Victor Christensen then, our new signing. He's not just one for now, but he's one for the future. A very bright boy. He's behind a little bit in terms of fitness because of the different season in Denmark. But even with that, he's turned up and looking well. So that is obviously positive. I believe he will be in the squad for the game against Walsall in the FA Cup. There have been 1 or 2 inquiries for Leicester players. No bids have came in for James Maddison or Yuri Tillemans, though. So obviously that is a positive. But yeah, it looks like potentially about Ayoze Perez, Vestergaard, those 2 inquiries could be. The the club do not have to move players out of the club in order to sign players this window, which is key, I think, because obviously in the summer that was our main issue. The recruitment team have to do the best for the club in regards to leaving players out of the 25-man squad in the second part of the season. So hopefully, based on that, we can get these players in. There is no update on the transfer window, but he stressed the club are working to bring in the right players for the door. We can go sign a player, but we have to make sure they are right. And yeah, press conference was long worded. Brendan Rodgers confirms that signing Victor Christensen will be in the squad for the club's FA Cup tie with Walsall. Pratt and Perez are available this weekend. Evans is around 10 days from full training. Ricardo recovering well, and did he still out? Ryan Bertrand is in playing in the under 23s. Wow. Ryan Bertrand is not dead, people. Jesus. No, I never thought I'd see the day Ryan Bertrand playing football again. Jesus Christ. But yeah. Cheers, mate. Thank you for coming in. Likewise. Do you think we could get Eden Hazard? I don't think so, no. I think his wages will be a bit high. Do you remember me? I believe so, Leicester Edits. I believe so. It's the profile pictures, because some of you guys have very similar ones. Bertrand is a waste of space. That's one way to put it. Harry Souttar is a fox. We love that. But yeah, back to what Joe said. Jesus, let me have a drink. All right, back to what Joe said. Obviously, predicted lineup for Walsall. I'm going to go with Iverson in goal, which is obvious, I think. Well, maybe. Defence is interesting. I think we do have to play a pretty strong team because, like I said, it is a typical Leicester game to go there and get knocked out. But defence, off the top of my head, I think Souttar will play because it doesn't look like he's going to Atletico. Nothing's really happening with that one. Left back, will Christensen start? Maybe, might be a push, but Christensen at left back. So we go Iverson, Christensen, Souttar, probably Woot, to be fair. I reckon he'll play. Castagna at right back, I reckon. We don't have anyone else, do we, really? Could potentially involve some of the youngsters. Midfielder-wise, I'll probably go with Papi Mendy. He's our only option there. I reckon Tillemans will play. Braybrook, I think, may start. Right hand side, I'll go Madison to start. I reckon he will start. Obviously, he's back to fitness now. Left will probably be I don't know, it's tough this is. I think we will go strong. So I'll have to say Barnes, and then up top, I'd like to say Iheanacho. I don't think he will play Iheanacho as a lone striker. Probably Daka just to get some confidence, I guess. But yeah, I definitely think it'll be quite similar to the team at start against Gillingham. Some youngsters in there, but keeping that experience in the squad as well, giving some players some game time, etc. But we could see lots of Perez in there as well, obviously starting. Dennis Pratt could potentially be playing as well. So we'll have to see how it goes. But I think for me, we do need quite a bit of technical players because Walsall will probably sit back. But we do need some players who aren't scared to, put a challenge in, and especially quite good in the air. So maybe Vestergaard should start. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think Leicester may be in for a bit of an aerial bombardment on Saturday. I haven't done any research on Walsall, so I don't really know how they play. But usually you associate with these teams of putting crosses in, piling the pressure, going along, that type of thing. So we'll have to be careful with that one. My phone broke, so that's why I'm phoning off. Braybrook Gallagher. Bit of a stretch. Bit of a stretch. But let me just quickly change the banner on the bottom. But yeah, Walsall away on Saturday then. It's got the potential, hasn't it? Like I said, it's got the real potential for an absolute disaster class. But round 4, there's quite a few good teams gone out already. Arsenal, Man City playing each other. We've got Liverpool against Brighton, so 2 good teams. Well, 1 good team will go out there. Chelsea are already out. So once again, the cups are opening up once again for Leicester, and I really hope we can get past Walsall, get into round 5, and then you never know. Obviously, the main priority is staying up, but I would not be against doing that once again, getting the Champions 23. So obviously it's a big stretch, but we have done it recently. So you never know what could happen. But yeah, these are the type of games you need to go out there, perform well, get that confidence back in. I think there may be a slight bit of confidence, although obviously we conceded late on against Brighton. On paper, the 2-2 draw isn't great. It's actually all right, isn't it? So I think the 2-2 draw may give them a bit of confidence, but it's still good. We still need to go there and perform. And as we know, we've got some very difficult games coming up. We've got Villa the weekend after, which is going to be an incredibly difficult game because obviously they're performing very well under Unai Emery. But as we know, we've got the games against Tottenham, Arsenal, United, etc., etc. So it's going to be an important period, and hopefully we can start that with the win against Walsall on the weekend. But yeah, we'll carry on for another 5 or so minutes so we can reach the 30-minute mark, as always. I saw something, Harrison, that is correct. Yeah, he is keen on signing a new deal with Leeds. He's got 18 months left on his current contract, which you would have thought would actually reduce the price a bit, but doesn't look like it. 30 million or so for Jack Harrison to me seems a bit steep. I can't lie. I think he's an all right player, but I don't think he's anything particularly that special, if you get what I mean. So we'll have to see how Leicester can go on that one. But yeah, I imagine we will see a bit of news in the next couple of days, maybe even tonight or maybe tomorrow as well, on the likes of Tete, Harrison and Souttar. I believe them three will be the ones we may see a bit of news on. Or you never know, we may see a random player come out of the blue, which Leicester are going in to sign. But apart from that, outgoings, Perez was close to Villarreal before tonight, where there was a bit of news around him may not be going. So we'll have to see about that one. Vestergaard was into Besiktas. Someone always gets linked to a Turkish team. Nothing ever happens. So that one will happen. Apart from that, I can't really see anyone else leaving, really. Dennis Pratt, I just don't think. Oh, yeah, Spence. I forgot to mention him. Yeah, Jed Spence. Now, there was some talk about him last night, and then there was another source saying it's not going to happen. But then again, there was something else saying it would happen. I think it is on a loan. Tottenham are signing in a new fullback, which is obviously opened the door up for Jets fans to come to Leicester potentially. I believe Crystal Palace are interested, Lyon actually as well. So that could be a possibility. Obviously, hasn't played at all in the Premier, I don't think, this year. He is a decent player. Obviously, destroyed us in the FA Cup last year in Nottingham, so he looks to be all right. But I wouldn't be against it, but I think it will be a bit of a push for Leicester to go out there and bring in him. Like I said, it will be a loan. You may want high wages and you may want to start, which is not guaranteed at Leicester. But yeah, I wouldn't be against that one. But I think bigger priorities lie in the winger and the centre back. So we'll have to see how that goes. Obviously, the boost of Ricardo coming back to full fitness is absolutely massive. Just fingers crossed he can stay fit for the rest of this season and not pick up any bad injuries. Because if we can get Ricardo back to a decent level, I think he's more than good enough to start and cover for the likes of Castagna, etc. Obviously, Justin is out for a while, and we've got that added depth now. Victor Christensen. So fullback wise, it's a bit more improved. We're in a bit better of a situation, but you can't say no to the likes of these signings, the likes of Jed Spence coming to Leicester, because I just think we need depth. Obviously, it's about getting quality players, but at times you just need some competition in there, fresh faces. Because if you look at Barnes this year, even if Barnes has a stinker game like he has literally every game since the World Cup, he's guaranteed to start the next game because there's no one else to play instead of him. See what I mean? There's no competition for places. If Leicester signed a new winger, I guarantee you would see a much better performance from Barnes, because he'll know if I stink this up, I'm on the bench next week, and he wants to play, obviously. So I think some depth is just what we need. Spence wouldn't be a fox, or is he a snake? You never know. Yeah, that is true. But I don't know. Obviously, according to Forest, it's not a rivalry, but. Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, I can't really see it happening though. To be honest, boys, I really doubt Jed Spence will come to Leicester. But yeah, that's where we are going to wrap up the stream tonight. We've got 30 seconds remaining, so I'm just going to waffle this out so we can get to 30 minutes. But yeah, make sure to drop a like if you have enjoyed the stream. We'll be live tomorrow night with the full Walsall preview. So join me there. Match the live for Walsall away. We'll be out on Saturday. I will be travelling across the West Midlands to that one, so hopefully we can pick up the result in that one. If you're watching this video back on playback, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm going to try and figure out why the intro music is not playing, because I think a lot of people are having an issue with StreamYard. But yeah, it's not the end of the world, is it? But yeah, 30 minutes. See you guys. I'm joking. Thanks for coming in, boys and girls. Much appreciated as always, and I'll see you boys tomorrow night for the Walsall preview. In a bit, boys, stay safe and hope the Leicester.